and they ain't bury my son in peace. Y'all want to put the man in the wig. I ain't letting no preacher stand up. Ain't no ordained, anointed preacher gonna do that. Stand over no man and preach in the wig. Stop it. Y'all doing this for the show. Y'all ain't worried about my son's soul. Please, I ask y'all to have Friday. I'm going to get a word, Girlalala. Whatever y'all want, Girlalala. I don't know him as that. I ain't taking that from his followers, from his crowd, none of that. Y'all can have that. Put him in the wig. The viewing is open for the public. Come see him. I ain't taking that opportunity from y'all. I don't want none of his followers, likes, none of that. The funeral Saturday. Put my son in the pot smoke, braids with a sharp tape, or afro for the last time. I ain't attending no funeral with my son that God gave to me as a boy in no wig. I ain't attending no funeral. I'm not attending no funeral like that. I ain't been held accountable. You can. Once I secure and make sure my son got a funeral paid for y'all, for the people who truly, genuine, donated and supported, I thank y'all. Everybody that called, text, email, prayers, thank you. That genuinely loved my son and supported him and want to see him buried the right way. I'm going to make sure that everything is taken care of. And then I'm going to release his mom and his sister. They can do whatever they want. But I want to attend the funeral. I'm sorry. I can't. Forgive me, but I just can't. But I'm going to guarantee you he's going to have a funeral. I hope y'all enjoy the show. The Girlalala show. Enjoy it. I ain't taking nothing from none of his followers, nothing. I don't want no money, nothing. I'm going to give y'all a receipt. I don't want none of that. I buried my son last year. No GoFund. Family and friends only. Thank you. If you help me bury my son Boosie last year, thank you, man. For everybody that helped me, his family, my family, friends, supporters, thank you. Phone calls, again, thank you. Text messages, prayers, thank you. That I ain't get one person to offer besides the people that did. I don't want to look over you. One person said, oh, I do this for Boosie. I do this. Oh, let me help. Let me do this. But everybody want to attach their son, they self to Girlalala. Everybody want to make profits off of my pain. Bro, please let me rest. Y'all can have the funeral. Let me rest, bro. Let me rest. I enjoy my peace. Let me rest.
A new wave of claims has erupted online, reshaping everything we thought we understood about the death of Maurice Girlalala Harrison. Just when the story seemed to settle into the devastating facts of what happened that night in Lauderdale Lakes, the internet began to pulse again. This time, with accusations, confessions, emotional pleas from family members, and even allegations of violence that may have happened long before the final shooting. Maurice's father broke his silence with a raw, unfiltered emotional reaction, one that exposed personal tensions touched by grief, faith, and identity. At the same time, a close friend of Maurice came forward with a stunning statement that this wasn't the first time Maurice had been shot. According to this friend, the man accused of killing her may have pulled the trigger on her in a previous incident, one that was never publicly reported, never documented, and never investigated. And then there is the 911 call. A call that, when replayed and analyzed, shifts the entire timeline of events and raises serious questions about what unfolded in the moments before Maurice was found critically injured in the passenger seat. There is an uneasiness in the caller's voice, a hurried tone, and a degree of confusion that doesn't match what investigators later pieced together. These new revelations form a much darker picture, one where the official narrative now feels like only the surface of something deeper. If these claims are true, everything we thought we knew was only the beginning. Before we go deeper, let me know in the comments where in the world you are watching this from. It helps our Crime Bitz community grow stronger. When the first documentary on this case was released, the world heard the story of a rising creator whose life was cut short inside a parked car in Lauderdale Lakes. It was a story of a heated argument, a sudden escalation, and a fatal shot that left fans and loved ones stunned. But today, we revisit the beginning of that tragedy through a different lens, one shaped by new accounts, public reactions, and testimonies that have come to light in the weeks since. The 911 call is the centerpiece of this renewed focus, The caller's tone stood out immediately. There's urgency, but also hesitation. The information given to dispatchers didn't align perfectly with the physical evidence. The caller described Maurice as being unresponsive and shot, but the way details were delivered, fragmented, delayed, and unclear, sparked debate among listeners.
Hello. 911. Please. Hello, bro. Please, I need help. Please, I need help. 911, what is the address to your emergency? Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I don't know the address, bro. Just check. Just check, please.
Okay, are you at a house, apartment, or business?
Yes, I'm at a house. I'm at a house.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened. Tell me exactly what happened.
Please.
Okay, we have a call incident for service. Who's...
Hey, come on. All right, thank you.
Stay on the line with me.
Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
this is 911. Stay on the phone with me, okay?
Yes, hello?
This is 911.
Hello?
This is 911.
Get here. Hurry up and get here. Who's calling me? Hurry up and get here.
Stay on the line with me. I need you to stay on the line with me, okay?
Please.
Tell me exactly.
Please.
On the way. I need you to stay on the line with me, okay? Stay on
All
the line.
right.
Do not disconnect. Are you able to give me a good address? Stay on the line with me, okay?
All right.
They're coming as quickly as they can, okay? They're coming. They're on the way. Me and you talking is not delaying them. Stay on the phone with me. Stay on the line with me.
Police were dispatched quickly, and Broward County deputies reported arriving at the scene within minutes. Witnesses said they saw officers move rapidly, securing the scene and tending to Maurice before paramedics took over. But neighbors also began to share memories from that night. Some said they heard arguing before the gunshot. Others claimed they saw movement inside the car long before the 911 call was placed. All of this paints a layered and incomplete portrait of the night Maurice was found fighting for her life. To understand the gravity of these new claims, we must return to who Maurice was beyond the headlines. Maurice Harrison, known to hundreds of thousands of followers as Girlalala, was more than a viral hairstylist or comedic personality. She was a bold, charismatic force whose presence online radiated confidence. Her videos were vibrant, filled with humor and creativity, especially her signature wig transformations that caught the attention of major influencers. Her energy attracted a community that celebrated her authenticity. She proudly embodied who she was, becoming an important figure within the LGBT+ space, particularly for young Black trans viewers who found inspiration in her visibility. Behind the camera, Maurice navigated friendships, ambitions, and a long-term relationship that the internet only knew glimpses of. Her boyfriend, now accused in her death, had been part of her world for years. Earlier resurfaced clips show him talking about frustration, anger, and his own struggles, although fans debated their context. Some saw signs of volatility. Others dismissed it as standard relationship tension. But after part 1 of this story aired, a close friend of Maurice came forward online, claiming something far more serious. According to them, Maurice had been shot before, and the person responsible was the same man now charged with her murder. There is no official record confirming this alleged earlier shooting. No police report, no hospital documentation available to the public. But the friend insisted it happened, describing it as a wound Maurice allegedly healed from in secret.
She got out of jail. She broke up with him. She heard what he was saying while on TikTok while she was in jail, and she wanted a better life and a new life. He couldn't accept it. A trans that made him come out gay try to break up with him. He's like, hold on, you're breaking up with me, and it's hard for me to go back straight because I went public with you. Girlalala was out for 2 weeks, and he used to drive at the family friend house. So at this time, Girlalala was at a family friend house when she got out of jail. He used to drive up and down, stalk Girlalala, be at the house when she got out of jail. Girlalala didn't want nobody to know she was out of jail. This is what a family friend told me, and I read police paperwork. I can't show it, but I read it. 3 months ago, probably like 4 months ago, he shot Girlalala already, and she got grazed from the bullet. She didn't want nobody to know. Nobody didn't know about that situation.
Whether this account is truth, speculation, or something distorted by grief and shock, it matters because it reframes the nature of the relationship. If this claim has any foundation, what happened on November 14th may not have been a spontaneous argument gone wrong. It could represent a pattern of escalating violence. Even if the allegation remains unverified, its existence shapes how many now view the case. Not as a tragic outburst, but as the final chapter of a story that may have held danger long before the final shot. Motive development in this case has been driven by a mixture of official statements and community theorizing. On one side, investigators have confirmed the shooting occurred after an argument inside the vehicle. On the other side, fans and commentators have suggested deeper emotional triggers: jealousy, insecurity, the pressure of public perception, and online mockery directed at the boyfriend. Some argued that being associated with a trans woman placed him under scrutiny from peers who questioned his sexuality, feeding resentment or confusion he may have been carrying. Maurice's father added another layer of complexity when he publicly expressed criticism about decisions surrounding Maurice's funeral. His statements were emotionally intense, revealing personal conflict tied to faith and identity. He said he did not want a wig placed on Maurice for burial, claiming it went against his beliefs. His words sparked widespread debate, with many feeling he misunderstood the importance of Maurice's identity, while others viewed it as a father grieving in his own, deeply conflicted way. Whether or not his comments relate directly to the motive behind her death, they highlight the emotional fractures that existed around Maurice's life, fractures that may reflect wider pressures she faced behind the scenes. The buildup to the crime becomes clearer as new voices come forward. Friends now recall arguments they overheard or posts Maurice made that hinted at tension. Some believe she had been thinking about ending the relationship. Others recall moments where Maurice seemed stressed, distracted, or emotionally drained. Her final days, when pieced together from social media and witness recollections, suggest a relationship strained by jealousy, fear, or mistrust. Some even point to the fact that Maurice's online presence shifted subtly in the weeks leading up to her death. Her humor was still present, but some say her energy felt different, as if something was weighing on her. Whether these interpretations are accurate or influenced by hindsight remains unclear, but they contribute to the story's emotional complexity. When we re-examine the murder with these new details in mind, the picture becomes more disturbing. The 911 call's inconsistencies raise questions about whether the timeline presented by the boyfriend is entirely accurate. Witnesses claim they heard loud arguing before the shot. Some believe the argument had been ongoing long before the call was placed. The question emerges: was this a sudden escalation, or was there time during which Maurice could have been helped earlier? Statements suggest the boyfriend may not have immediately sought assistance, though this remains part of the unresolved questions. And if the allegation about a past shooting holds any truth, what does that say about the events of that night? Could the violence have been part of a pattern instead of a one-time explosion of anger? Or is the allegation a misunderstanding fueled by grief and emotion? Right now, it stands as a haunting possibility, one that investigators may need to explore further if credible evidence emerges. Investigators have confirmed that the case remains active, and additional witness interviews are ongoing. While there is no official confirmation that police are examining claims of a past shooting, the online pressure surrounding these allegations may influence future steps. The accused remains charged with first-degree murder, and filings show the court has not yet announced a trial date. Hearings continue, and the details remain sealed or limited, standard for a case still in its early judicial stages. Maurice's father's public statements have amplified calls for transparency, putting more eyes on the ongoing process than ever before. The aftermath of these new revelations has reignited public grief. Vigils have grown. More creators have come forward demanding justice for Maurice and raising awareness about violence against Black trans women. Some of Maurice's friends, who stayed silent at first, are now speaking with more honesty, sharing concerns they once kept private. Concerns about controlling behavior, past arguments, and fear for her safety. Each new testimony adds to the emotional weight surrounding this case. Pause for a moment. What part of this case do you think still isn't being fully told? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Your perspective might shape the next update. To bring emotional resolution to a story as painful as this, we must return to who Maurice was beyond every allegation, every rumor, every court filing. She was a vibrant creator whose presence brought joy to hundreds of thousands. She was someone navigating love, identity, and dreams in a world that didn't always treat her with kindness or safety. This case is a reminder of the dangers faced by Black trans women, not just in the digital world where ridicule spreads, but in their private lives, where relationships can become battlegrounds for insecurities, jealousy, and unspoken pain. The emotional toll extends far beyond the moment of the shooting. Maurice's family is fractured by grief. Her friends are still grappling with regret and disbelief. Her fans struggle to understand how someone so full of life could be taken so suddenly. And even the accused's family faces a painful road ahead, confronting the possibility that someone they loved may have committed an unthinkable act. The mystery that remains continues to haunt this case. Is the alleged earlier shooting real? And if so, why was it never reported? Why does the 911 call contain inconsistencies in tone and detail? What else does Maurice's father know? And why was he compelled to speak the way he did? Did jealousy play a deeper role than investigators have acknowledged publicly? Were there warning signs that everyone missed? This case isn't just about what happened that night. It's about the secrets still hiding in the shadows.